Coastside County Water District meeting.
Marty.
Oh yeah, Fat Tuesday. In German, it's Fasching. Yeah, so, yeah, today was a fun day around the world. So, thank you. And what are the order of events here? Roll call, please.
Director Coverdale,
Yes, I'm here.
Director Feldman,
Here.
Director Mueller,
Yeah.
Vice President Reynolds,
Yes.
President Michelson.
Here, and so did we have a volunteer
Yeah,
or
Brendan.
attorney's gonna lead us?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brendan, we used to hold it a little bit higher, and then we had a really crazy president. We have to lower it, just lower the standard.
Okay, thank you, Brendan. Public comment, do we have anybody on screen that would like, we have no one in the audience, and anyone on screen care to make a comment? Otherwise, we would, the chair would like to make a quick comment in honoring the passing of one of our peers, the president of North Coast, Jack Burgett. Recently passed away, and John, you knew him. I didn't have the pleasure of knowing him.
Yeah, he was a great member on Region 5 Aqua Board and tough old Marine.
Yeah.
Not an easy guy to convince over to a different area. But I'd like just a quick moment of silence for a fellow Water District Board member, close by neighbor.
Thank you.
God bless you, Jack.
Yeah, and we thank Jack for his service. Public service is, you know, that and the Marine Corps are two very, very honorable things to do for one's community. So really want to thank him for both. Thank you.
Yeah.
So moving on to consent calendar. I was gonna say, whose month was it on? It was my month. And I found it to be in order. Does anyone have any questions or we make a motion to pass it as a
I
whole?
can make a motion to pass the consent calendar as presented.
I'll second that.
Good, thank you. So it's been moved and I'm seconded. Roll call, please.
Director Coverdale,
Aye.
Director Feldman,
Aye.
Director Mueller,
Aye.
Vice President Reynolds,
I
President Michelson.
Aye, thank you very much.
You. So,
Yeah. Meetings attended? Anyone have anything to share?
I can tell you, I've been doing the snow report for a long time. And while we had a lot of fresh snow this last week, gosh, it's just nothing like we experienced last year. We watched 65 vertical feet of snow fall at Kirkwood last year. And right now they're bragging about 180 inches. So that's 15 vertical feet. And it's frustrating because we made up a lot in our reservoirs last year, got some things back in order. And so we're just kind of wondering, you know, it's only middle of February, it's not over, but we're just kind of wondering what's coming, right? And these torrential rains that we get are exciting, but they're runoff. And they're not necessarily being captured everywhere that we watch them flowing. So it's just a little bit of a concern. You know, we don't really have the water conservation officer report like we have had for years and years. And who knows if we'll be back in that position again. So it's just interesting. And we don't really hold formal meetings, but we informally look at the snow and appreciate it. But it's different, it's just really different. There's finally coverage in the tree areas, but it's really different snowpack. So I'm wondering what it's going to be like.
Yeah, so fingers crossed for storms that hit us at 55 or less. That kind of seems to be about the point where it really has an impact on this area. If it's 58, 60, forget it. It's good. It's going to be a rain runoff. 55 or under, we're going to get snow coverage. And right now they tend to be a little warm. So yeah, but in the meantime, Shasta will probably fill up this year. So at least the reservoirs are catching some of it, but yeah, it'd be nice to have some snow in the snowbank. Thank you.
I promise I'll keep quiet.
All right. Anyone else? Okay, we're pretty light here in general business. We only have 3 items. So Mary, want to take the first one away?
Well, I will turn this over to James.
Excuse me. Right, James.
Sorry, a little rusty. It's been a while since I've been here. Thanks for your patience while I was out. We recently, I'm sorry. We recently contracted or awarded contracts for the Medio Crossing and Magellan Crossing, where we're going to put a liner in the pipe. And then we also have awarded a contract for the valve replacement project over at Myrtle and Second, as well as cutting and capping a pipeline that basically goes through the edge of a couple people's yards in an alleyway. So we're looking at having professional inspection services to protect our investment and to alleviate staff from having to bounce around and try to do spot inspections because they're not thorough and we don't get the good records. So Cecil and Cecil is the firm we use for Grandview. So the first time we hired them, and their inspector David is top notch. He's really good. He knows what he's doing, takes great notes, and captures all the stuff that we're gonna need if in the event, unfortunate event, if something happens and we have to pull someone's bond or warranty item on a failure. So these 2 contracts, sorry, my iPad keeps bouncing around. This is a 2-action item. And we want to, can I borrow yours? This pad's crazy, sorry. Thanks, Jeff. The first item is for Cecil and Cecil inspections for the Magellan project, and the amount is $60,219.04. And the second action item is for Cecil and Cecil to do inspections for the Myrtle and Second Avenue project, and that's $51,616.32 for a total amount of $111,853.36 for both job sites. There's going to be some economy of scale there because they're going to be somewhat simultaneous, so we'll be able to go from one to the other. We're going to make sure that there's very good communication with the contractors and us in terms of scheduling, David, so that he isn't going to be here on a day that he doesn't need to be here. And Darren and I even thought that we should probably put those in the spec book or inside the bid documents, that they will be responsible for the cost of the inspections if they cancel on us and the inspectors standing around. It's T&M. They've been fair. They did Poplar as well. David did great. Had the whole neighborhood patting him on the back, essentially. So that's what we're looking for, is professional services for inspection services for these 2 jobs that are coming up. And again, it's T&M. So Darren and I will manage the hours.
Yeah, please.
I don't really have any objection to using them, and I don't think their rates are unreasonable. But the lodging aspect of it kind of bothers me. It's $230 a day when they're staying over. I understand why they would need to. But is there anyone local or closer or somebody that doesn't have to spend the night? I mean, I guess I'm not trying to be a cheap.
No, I mean, when you add it up, it's actually 10, 11 to 13 grand.
Well, and look at the other agreement. Right? There's
For
other agreements.
out of it, it's actually a very considerable portion.
So the price kind of caught us too, I'll be honest. And Darren and I had a conversation with the owner and also with EKI. And EKI has an inspector that's working with them, and he says they're way more expensive.
Wow.
Because I'm used to a percentage of the price of the project.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply anymore, apparently, with inspections, according to EKI and John Sutter.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind.
John's saying the bottom line is it's a good deal.
Yeah, I don't mind anything about, I don't even mind the total price. It's not a reaction to that, but it just as a percentage of the, if we get a trailer and put it in the, I don't mean to be sarcastic if it sounds that way, but it's just a lot. It ends up being about $16,000 of the
Right.
2 projects, which is, what is that, 20%? So that's my reaction. I'm not really talking against it, but that's my concern. So it's just sad that we can't find someone local that could do that kind of work that we need to be put up for overnight.
We've tried a few local inspectors and we're very satisfied.
All right.
Darren loves this guy and Darren knows what he's doing. I know what I'm doing, but if he's passed Darren's sniff test, that says a lot because Darren's been doing this for a long time. So, I'd be willing to consider on another project, at least maybe work with them on the per diem. Or try to find someone local or figure out some sort of accommodations for a larger project, but these are coming up. Andrew needs to start at the end of the month. Medio should be starting around the same time too. So I'd still respectfully like to hire them for this project and work on your comments on maybe the next one.
Okay,
I think, Mr. Chair, a comment with Director Coverdell. At times, it sounds like such a professional service. I firmly believe it doesn't cost. In the end, it pays to get it done right. That's kind of my little comment. Doesn't cost, it pays.
And then I also want to emphasize it does alleviate some of the stress of trying to Bruce, go out there and then go over here. And then I also want you to do this. We're not doing really thorough inspections, I'll be honest. And that's kind of defeats the purpose. And it wears our staff down to make them be operator and inspector. So I just thought I'd share that too.
okay, no, thank you, and thank you for considering Director Coverdell's comments on that. Next time we got bring us price comparison, and we're good to go. But in the meantime, I think we're happy here, right?
There was some bunks here in Jim's office. Couple of bunks
Yeah.
in Jim's office.
Mary's got a bigger office.
So let's if someone has the
Maybe we got a little mobile trailer.
Someone-
Somebody said, you said that little trailer. You're looking for a motion, so.
yeah, we can pass them both at once. I mean, just read them both and.
I move we authorize the general manager to retain the professional services of Cecil and Cecil Enterprises, CNC, for construction inspection services for the Magellan Avenue at Highway 1 and Video Creek pipeline replacement project for a not to exceed budget. And I'm assuming it's a pipeline replacement, but in fact, it's not a replacement, it's a sleeving, right?
Yeah, we call it rehabilitation is the term we kind of.
Yeah, so that might want to be noted in the motion. And I would also authorize the general manager to retain the professional services of Cecil and Cecil Enterprises for construction inspection services for the replacement project, which I think it is, at Myrtle Street and Second Avenue, valve replacement project for not to exceed budget of 51,616.32.
Technical question. I'll second it.
These two
Are
is
these
one.
real projects? Are they one after the other or together?
They're two separate projects,
Parallel?
two separate contracts.
Yeah, but they're done in parallel, they're gonna be done.
Well, they're two different contractors. They're going to happen possibly at different times. One might start before the other and finish before the other.
Two different.
And then I just want to, on your comment, on the title, that I take the title right off of the plans and that was on the plan set.
Okay.
So I just want to explain we try to stick with that. So we don't get confused on which project we're talking about.
Gotcha.
I'll second it.
And Bob did second it. So moved and seconded, roll call vote, please.
Director Coverdell,
Aye.
Director Feldman,
Aye.
Director Mueller,
Aye.
Vice President Reynolds,
Aye.
President Nicholson.
Aye. And I just had one minor request. If I'm available, let me know when they're lining. I would love to see the process. It's super intriguing to me. This lining process, or maybe even video for the website. I think this is a really intriguing way to rehabilitate fire.
Yeah, because there's going to be two events.
Yeah, it's
So,
far less invasive. I really applaud you for bringing this method to the board, and I really look forward to implementing it.
thank you.
And if I'm around, I'd love to see it work.
Thank you. And again, I want to remind the board that we sent, I believe, Darren to the ACE conference, AWA conference, and I specifically tasked him with find a pipeliner.
Yeah, no, I
He came back with one. I was like, you found one? Really?
and for the public, this pipeline is going underneath the creek and creeks.
And under the highway, right.
Yeah, are, environmentally very, very sensitive. So this is absolutely non-invasive way to repair a pipe. So thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
using a PG&E pipeline as the sleeve, so it's a real win.
Yeah.
This is PG&E pipe, but it isn't, it's ours.
Oh, okay.
We let PG&E do a bunch of analysis on it. So We don't know whose it is. Oh, I guess it is ours. Did you get that data?
And they shared it.
They told us, they said it was really bad.
Yeah. We learned enough that it's quite hard to.
Well, and,
Darren played that one well.
thank you for sharing that. Okay, now, you're probably gonna do this, safety,
I am.
Okay.
I am. At the request of the board, you guys asked about our safety record. So last year, we had no lost time accidents. I don't know if we've had any lost time accidents since I've been here in the last 6 years. But we want to just kind of recap over 2023 and just talk about how we're safety conscious here. And some examples of how we keep the safety consciousness going here. We've got a mixed group. We've got some guys that are close to retirement, and we got some people that just basically got into the business. So we've got a nice spans of generations, and the older guys are really good at explaining the importance of safety to the younger crew. And through concrete examples, things that have happened here, near misses and whatnot. So we do weekly tailgate meetings, and I'd say outside of the formal training, that's where a lot of good stuff happens. We do a safety topic, we read, and then we have a little discussion afterwards. And that's a good opportunity for people to say, hey, when I did this, this almost happened, or hey, when you guys start this piece of machinery, make sure you don't, or you do this. So there's a good discussion in our weekly staff meetings with operations. Of course, local conferences. We moved away from the Red Cross First Aid CPR AED class, and we found some retired firemen that are really good at running these classes because they've got a lot of experience doing CPR and how important it is. So we've found a really good retired fire captain out of Gilroy to come and do our classes. He's been very well received, and a lot of people in the staff a lot of staff have said it's the best class they've ever had, because it's not just let's watch a movie and talk about it. He talks about the reality of what's happening when someone's in medical distress. So I think finding training that's engaging and can get through to the staff is really important too, and we try to make sure that happens. We do stuff like forklift training. We recently also did ham radio certification. 5 people volunteered to get their certification in ham radio communications. So in an event where if we're trapped out here and cell service and internet's down, which has happened even just last winter, if not more recently, that can be very, very important part of our emergency response. We do emergency exercises with Coastside Fire. We did 2 last year. We did a dummy rescue in the Newstead Basin for retrieval. They actually throw the dummy down
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say who volunteered.
But, you know, and I have to say, even that, watching that and seeing how long it takes for the firemen to get there, I think a lot of staff were like, if I get in there in trouble, I'm in trouble, I'm gonna have to wait for someone to come get me. So stuff like that really, I think, helps people visualize the importance of confined space entry and having fault protection and stuff like that. We've got the JPIA training resources. They've had a little bit of trouble hiring people lately, so we haven't had a whole lot of interaction with them, but they will come and run safety classes for us. Darren found United Rentals does trench safety, confined space. They run some pretty good classes over in Hayward. We've been doing that. We recently did a joint class with United Rentals over at Seymour Center with the city, and did a 10-hour OSHA construction safety class certification. We had 5 people go to that. Mostly the leads and the supervisors and myself went to that. So that was nice. We got together with the city staff and work together on that. And then we've got some Target Solutions online training classes. So we've got a lot of resources. We support our staff with all the required PPE. We encourage them to wear it. We make it easy for them, shaded safety glasses, because I don't want someone with their sunglasses on getting an eye injury, and then we're looking kind of negligent there. So safety, we have a very generous safety boot program, give them all the safety gear. And I think the other thing that we've done, Sean and Darren and I, is we've really encouraged people to speak up. Like if they see someone, it's not, hey, you're not doing your job. Like, hey, put your eyeglasses on. So we don't mind tapping each other on the shoulder and saying, hey, before you do that, or before you lift that, we really work together because we care about each other. We're a small team. So I think they do a great job. And it shows in our safety record. And if you have any questions, we can move on to the next item. Or
Did you happen to look how we compare to other water utilities?
I haven't.
I was just curious where we stand.
Yeah, I think you did ask for that and I dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I'd be curious too, and I would think we stand near the top, and I wonder, do we get any breaks on our workman's comp insurance? Do we?
Well, we've gotten awards and we
Yeah, right.
have received rebates. We don't get the rebates
Anymore,
anymore,
right.
but we were
Right.
getting rebates. from-
Yeah, and then that speaks
Continued
volumes.
rebates.
Yeah, that's,
One of the things that came up was not so long ago, there was an incident where a worker got hit in the back by a backhoe while putting a pipe fitting in the trench, and it broke his back. And he was a water utility worker here in the Bay Area. And it makes me really conscientious that the men are working in traffic, in confined space, in ditches with really heavy stuff, and they're using heavy equipment. And people get killed in this industry. And so to me, it's really important from the board of directors that the message be clear from the board that we want our team to prioritize safety and to not have people hurt unnecessarily. And so that's why I asked for this report, and I really appreciate you giving it. Thank you.
Certainly, I think it was a good exercise and next year I'll do some statistics on other water agencies. This will be an annual report we bring at the beginning.
Thank you.
What is the district's modifier on workman's comp? You know, all people that pay workman's comp have a modifier based on past accidents. So what's our modifier?
I'd have to look that up. The
Yeah.
very invoice. I don't know offhand.
Because that's a really great indicator if you're
yeah,
interested.
yeah, it'd be nice to have a metric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in, you know, a normal construction company, it's not unusual for it to be 110% over what the normal cost would be for workman's comp. And then companies that do a good job in safety, it, you know, can be quite low. You might see a 70%. And so those are really good indicators because they run the research for years.
Okay.
You know, they keep track forever. So it's something that I've never paid maybe I've seen a check for the workman's comp, but I've never really seen a report, but that information is available.
Okay.
Yeah, the state keeps it.
Chief, is there a better way that the board can get the message to the team that this is a real priority for us, other than our telling you that it's a really good priority? Is there anything you'd like from us?
No, I think when I tell them that you say they're doing a good job, that they believe me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think certainly congratulations, certainly,
Yeah.
certainly do.
Yeah. Every time you guys ask me to give them accolades, I do, and it seems to be well received. I mean, they're a pretty humble group, so I think their reaction would be, of course, we're safe. We like each other and we want to go home at the end of the day, so.
Fair, but it also
Yeah.
is something we're looking at and paying attention to.
Certainly.
And it doesn't happen from the five of us beyond our saying this is an important policy from us.
Could,
But the actual
Could the
eye protection
president
and
of the
safety
board-
vests and
Right.
traffic
could the
cones.
president of the board issue a note on behalf of the board?
Yeah,
saying we really
he
pleased with
can
the-
go out and be the test dummy.
No.
There we go.
No, I
No, I understand.
I think from the board as a whole,
Well, on
because
behalf of the board,
if,
not-
you know, that injury that Glenn just described, that would blow back on the five of us and then some.
Right.
And, you know, we would feel, you know, in large part responsible for not implementing the safety programs that you just described. So this is really important from a board perspective.
Well, to the point, this is a long-term program that they've done. This is not just a one-off.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's worth
So
some
we're-
acknowledgement. Maybe Mary, the staff can think of a way to
Okay.
present something to.
Yeah, John, do you want to follow up with
Chris.
this?
Well, I think
Fine.
definitely second what this board is looking at here and thanking professional staff to be prepared for the unexpected tragedies and national tragedies and all that stuff. And I think our customer base has to see how hard we are all working to improve our safety. Not only for us, but to continue to supply water. We all know what people have gone through with the windstorm with power outages. And I don't think too many people were complaining unless they were on a well, had no water. And the water was still flowing, I believe, right, for everyone. So I think this is a wonderful presentation for us to keep out there in public and maybe even there's no more newspaper anyway, unfortunately, to put anything in a paper, but at least our customer base would know how hard we're all working to ensure that our safety record remains strong. And I might just throw in there a little bit, which I've been involved with, is a little bit of law enforcement safety too. This week I'm attending an event of mass shooting. You know, let's pray it would never exist, but maybe work with the sheriff's department on a little seminar with them, field day in the field regarding weapons.
Sure.
Look what's going on with everyone in guns now in San Mateo and everywhere else.
Now, I'm to understand they have citizen volunteers who they give guns to and put in compromising situations to test our team. So you could be the volunteer and
Well, I'm doing one Thursday night with the FBI. At Tesla, actually, at Tesla, we're doing a simulated Tesla event Thursday night with our Citizens FBI group.
Chris has a Tesla. You could use it.
You know, maybe something like you're having these tailgate meetings, right? And is that a weekly or a monthly or?
It's every Wednesday morning, 7:50
Maybe,
p.m.
maybe one Wednesday a month.
I could
We buy
show up with a
coffee.
box of donuts.
Well, we buy coffee for the group, you know, at the tailgate and say, we've got a safety meeting. We had another safe month and the board would like to buy you coffee. I think something like that'd be a really great way, or
Pastries.
Box of donuts.
something special, or new safety glasses, or, you know, gloves, or some kind of safety.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, from the
Good idea.
board.
Yeah.
Where it's a board, thank you.
And I think last year you guys added prescription safety glasses
Yeah.
and benefits.
Some.
Yeah.
We want people to wear the proper glasses and be able to see what they're doing. So there's $200 a year available for that as well. And a bunch of people have taken advantage of that.
Oh, good.
Because I always get a little irked when someone's wearing just regular glasses and they're working with caustic. It's not safe. You know, and they're not impact resistant. So the staff on the flip side also appreciates your support. And they know they have it.
And that's, I think, was the big message from this meeting is to make sure they know that we want them to be safe.
Absolutely.
Not cheap, but safe.
Right.
And the
James, thank you.
And
for
the
doing
public
this.
to know that we care about employees.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Excellent.
So here we are, number 30. Is that right? Yes.
Yes. Yes. I always got to check that number. Like, is it really number 30? So Nunes is rocking along, and I was hoping,
You want me to do it?
yeah, could you, Lisa?
Yep.
They're in filter one now. And they are approaching the clear well is also. So they're nearing the end. I don't think we're going to be done before April, probably May, if we're lucky.
June and closing.
Yes. Yes. We'll see how it
Everyone's giving
goes. I
themselves
don't want to jinx
Fun to
it.
keep you at bay.
So recently, you go to the next slide, Lisa. They just finished on filter 2, where essentially we did the pre-commissioning where we send a short period of data to DDW and say we can wait for a 30-day commissioning period. Luckily, Rory at DDW turned it around real quick. So we're doing commissioning on filter 2 right now. Filter 1 is being demoed right now. They just started that. And here we go. Progress since the previous board meeting. We finished filter 2. I won't read all those lines. We shut down filter 1 and we've been putting in some different valves and actuators. Can you go to the next slide? Looking out, we're doing the layout and the installation for the under drain system. That's going to be happening soon. They just got the old under drains out of filter number 1. And then they're going to be working on the clear well. And we've Ranger actually came up with a better way to do this bypass than the engineers did. And the superintendent, Stephen, is an engineer, and I think he's got a PE license from Ireland. He really thinks on the job. He doesn't say, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. It's going to cost you 80 grand. He's going to think about a cheaper, better way to do things. And I really appreciate that about Ranger offering that up to us as a cooperative rather than just sitting there saying, hey, this is what's going to cost. So they've been very helpful, and I think that's going to continue through all the way to the end of the project. testing the bypass system. So essentially we have to take the clear wall offline. We're gonna have to reroute water through a couple of tanks and feed it into the existing backwash pumps. So there's gonna be a couple temporary tanks up there and a bunch of plumbing. So it's not an easy task, and I think Ranger would have been fine if we said just cut it out of the contract, because it's probably one of the harder jobs to do on this project. So we're gonna get it done. There's no way we're gonna back off from that. So they've got a good plan, and we're looking forward to them doing that. So they're gonna go, we're gonna bypass the clear wall, we're gonna empty it, we're gonna get it all cleaned up, patch all the cracks and coat it.
What's the time frame on that?
It'll probably take about 30 days, if that's what your question is, and they're gonna probably start at the end of the month.
Thank you.
That's a really good aspect of the project, because we want that clear well to last another 50, 60 years before we have to work on it. Can you go to the pictures, Lisa? Okay, picture time. So here, top left, this is a valve going in. It's a good example of how tight the filter gallery is. Picture to the right of the top left is you can see this is filter 2 with the new under drains in and coated. The next picture on the right is, you can see this is water in the basin, in the filter, excuse me, and just starting to fire up the air scour. The air scour, as a reminder, has been put in to replace the surface wash. We used to have these rotating heads that would disturb the top of the filter to get it clean. Now we're going to be boiling it with air from the bottom. So we're going to cut our backwash water in about half, which is a nice aspect, because when you backwash, you got to use the fresh water you just made. So you kind of lose a little bit of ground under production. Top right, this is them putting a valve in into the filter gallery. And again, it kind of emphasizes and shows how difficult this is. And we're glad we got Ranger doing it, and we're not trying to do it. Bottom left-hand corner, the yellow is the old valve, the red's the new valve on the little cart there. This is filter 1 after it's been cleaned out. As you can see, it's dirty, but we didn't clean it before they started tearing it apart. And you can see the surface wash arms down here on each cell. I don't know if you can see it from there, but that's the old wash system that has been taken out and replaced. This is a flow meter that actually meters both sides. See, these filters are split. So we got water going through this filter and this filter. We call it one filter, but there's side A and B. So we can get a flow rate off each side of the filter rather than just an aggregates, because one side could be taking all the water and one side could not be. So we'll be able to know by these flow meters. And then bottom right-hand corner, coated with the stainless steel under drains. And this is the under drains that allow the water to go through it, and also for the air scour. You guys have any questions about the pictures? We're getting there. It's been a long, tough project because of all the COVID delays, but we're getting a very nice product in the end, and it's a very important project, and I appreciate everyone's support.
John had a big question for you.
Yeah, I think what we're reading and hearing throughout America, separating the rest of the world, there's been a lot of interesting, sad water quality issues in America, which we should never have that, in my opinion. But this would be a great opportunity to look local, state, and national recognition for the investment this district has made in this project for the future of our coastside. The way potential development is trying to expand the coast of California, I think that's something down the road we should be aware of, that we need to get some kind of recognition, and maybe some funding would show up on what we've done on this fabulous project you've all worked so hard on.
Thank you.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, we are the little district who really gets things done. I don't think there's a small district that compares to what we've accomplished here. We really take our infrastructure seriously. I'm super, super proud of that. And yeah, it would be nice to have it acknowledged at a higher level.
For the future.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take a little break. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Here we are at number 8 before we go into closed session. Any director agenda item?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, man. Come on, didn't you rub off?
Right here.
Oh, I was trying to get everyone out, get everyone home here. All right. You know, man, you can see it's all been James, huh?
Yeah.
He's coming back,
I
right?
can keep going if you want.
So let's hear the general manager.
He
Sorry.
needs a break.
Okay.
Well, the Chamber of Commerce held their sixth annual State of the Coastside in January, and we had Kathleen Brennan went to the event and she presented on behalf of the Coastside. She spent 10 minutes talking about our achievements last year, including our infrastructure achievements and our plans for the future. I heard she did a great job. I was on vacation, so I didn't see it, but I heard from some people that I know that she did a great job. This event had dignitaries such as Supervisor Mueller and the mayor and representatives from all, different agencies on the coast side. So that was a good event for us. The second item is that we recently sent out a letter in support of the state plans to extend the MMBI Coastside, which is for improved communications on the coastside. And we sent this under President Michelson's.
And it worked.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, no, I did read that.
Yep.
I think the coastal commission agreed with that.
Okay.
That we can enter the 21st century. Imagine that. We have their blessing to communicate.
Well,
So
as
that-
long as it's in 300 feet from the ocean.
Yeah. So no, that was huge. And it was nice to see, because I've been talking about this for probably 20 years. And we finally got it done, and to see everyone agree for the safety of the coast. We need means to communicate in times of emergency, and having a one route in just doesn't work. Well, we need to loop this internet here on the coast, and we need to have communications that we can count on in times of emergency. So Coastal Commission finally gave in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Perseverance always wins out.
Yeah, well, I tell you, the timelines.
That's why we have younger lawyers.
Yeah,
That was a good letter.
Oh, yeah.
good. Thank you. And okay, all right. And well, now
James is back.
we can go back to James. Did you get a little rest there?
I did. It's good to move the leg around a little bit.
Monthly.
Ops report, Pelucitos wells pumped an average of 400 gallons.
Yeah, we love seeing numbers like
January.
that.
Always like to share that number. Our new distribution operator started. It's doing very well. Even helped us, we put a pump in at EG1 and he helped Jack figure out the wiring. So he's already showing his
Did
value.
he come from
Madeira.
okay.
Oh, the new gun.
Yeah.
We had on hold. Good.
Yeah. So we're really happy and we appreciate your support in getting him on board. So we got a little overlap before Johnny Bruce retires.
Awesome.
So thank you. We rebuilt the Alves fire pump control valve. We usually have Clay Valve come in and help us and kind of do a learning moment with the staff, especially with those heavy pump control valve lids. And we're working on routine testing of that fire pump and making sure that we get an alarm when it fires up. That's the pump that pumps from Alves up to Miramontes if there's a rapid decline in the Miramontes tank. Or yes. Nunes, we've talked about that. EKI, Medium Magellan projects, pre-construction meetings have happened. We're looking at a start date, hopefully the end of the month. There's been a little delay with the county encroachment permits. Myrtle and Second, valve replacement project's gonna start at the end of the month. Pre-construction also happened. You guys just approved the inspection contract for those. Staff appreciates that. 92 emergency repair, scoping, design, planning, 100% comments are in. And ESA is continuing to help us with the emergency permits with the various agencies that want to be notified about that project. HDR, we're getting, we got the comments in for the 100% design. We're getting the bid set out soon. They just got to work out some of the electrical conduits that are crossing the property, and we're getting close on that. And then Stetson, we have 90% San Vicente pipeline design. Comments went in last week, and hopefully we'll have a good clean set that we can approve for a bid set soon. Any questions?
Did we ever get anything from FEMA on the emergency repairs?
Well, we're making progress. We actually our request for reimbursement for our short-term, our immediate repairs that we did last January, about 59,000. That's now sitting with Cal OES. They're the intermediary who does the payment. And so we gave them our tax ID information, and so I'm hoping that we have a check one of these days.
Great.
We'll see, but we don't, I want it in hand
But
first.
it's in hand.
Um,
Well, good.
on the long term, the big project on 92. I think it appears that we have gotten through the questioning on from FEMA. And now we have a 30-day public notice that we had to do. And so I'm hoping we hear something in the next month or so that there may be progress. We have these time periods where we go,
Sure.
it's kind of hurry up and wait. We do, we hear, and then we don't hear for a month or two.
Okay, well, at least there may be some positive.
Yeah, so we're
It's pretty quick here. on the check.
optimistic. We haven't been told no.
We're still up for consideration. Good news, yeah.
Well, it says forget expecting money anytime soon. That's what FEMA.
Right. Well, good. I just wondered what happened.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now,
Wow,
item 8.
comments.
Yeah, any comments? From peanut gallery, anything? Nothing? Board requests?
Kind of nice to see you, assistant general manager.
Yeah, okay, we can now go to closed session.
Well, as long as the lawyer accepts that.
Well, it is 7:42 and pursuant to Government Code Section 54957, the board will now proceed into closed session to discuss a performance evaluation of a public employee, the general manager, as shown on agenda item number 9.
Thank you. There you go. It was worth coming to our meeting. Thank you.
Recording
Thank you.
stopped.
What is that? Keeping us on the straight and narrow. Okay, thank you.
Say.
Thanks, Dave.
Image over.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, way to go. That's perfect.
And you do say a few words. Come on.